Biden town hall. I know what happened. We did the extended interview with Alex Jones, by the way. It's like another hour and a half if you guys are Mug Club members at the Blaze, because some of it definitely could not be on YouTube.
Oh, no. There's some bombshells in there.
But here's the thing with Biden and the gaffes with the town hall. Biden, people make gaffes where they just say something out of turn. Maybe they misspell potato. Biden is remarkable in that he makes gaffes where he misspeaks, but it's also sort of intertwined. It becomes this amalgamate of misspeaking and being a compulsive liar. So it's also somehow accurately untrue.
Whoa.
By accident. He can't get something correct by accident. So let's go through a few of them. This is just a highlight reel of the worst mistakes he made, gaffes, and then we'll get to some specifics which were flat out dishonest.
Everybody knows I like kids better than people.
I saw a picture of recently.
The central principle of Xi Jinping is that there must be a united, tightly controlled China. And he uses his rationale for the things he does based on that. Forceful. I said, and by the way, he said he gets it.
Wait.
What can you?
Was that the word of the day?
No. I don't think that was the word of the day. No. Keep playing the clip.
Culturally, there are different norms at each country, and their leaders are expected to follow. I get up in the morning and look at Jill and say, where the hell are we?
I think the other was he said something.
He say.
What do you have that there?
He say.
No, I think he did say it.
Where? Let me see. Go back.
I'll play it again.
Let me see what this was.
Everybody knows I like kids better. And
I don't want to hear
uses his rationale for the things he does based on that. Forceful. I said, and by the way, he said he.
But he said.
But he said.
Oh, that's the word of the day.
But he said.
Whoever uses, comment below. It helps us with the algorithm on YouTube. Whoever most creatively uses "but he say" in a sentence, you get. In this case, you're going to get a skin graft from Token
and spell it correctly,
which can also be used to stain glass windows.
Oh, that's good.
Skin graft.
I can't laugh anymore. It's a Kegel exercise.
Really?
Can I go pee?
Okay, fine. You can go pee.
Kegel
Poor guy. Poor guy. Hurry up. This is a horrible program. Here's something else that Biden did, which is remarkable to me.
Just keep running.
Biden said that he didn't have any vaccine at all when he came into office.
None
Did you hear this?
whatsoever.
He said,
Yeah,
when I
zero.
came into office, we didn't have any vaccine. So here you go. Like, I thought, he actually said this.
Remember when you and I shouldn't say it that way as you remember, but when you and I talked last, we talked about, it's one thing to have the vaccine, which we didn't have when we came into office.
Okay. So first off, here's the thing. Everyone knows that's a lie. That's a lie.
Yeah.
That is a lie. There's inaccuracies. There's untrue. That is a lie. But he say bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit is but he said.
There
you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the one thing. It would be one thing to lie where you're disconnected from it. Like you lie about what's going on, in Uganda or something.
Right,
Because no one's going to be able to fact
Just
check
don't
you.
know.
But Joe Biden feels such a lack of accountability that the media will call him on anything that he lied about not having a vaccine when he is on camera getting said vaccine 2 months before he entered office. He got this vaccine in December. Here's the clip.
We've got a live shot there of President-elect Joe Biden.
He can't remember December.
His COVID-19 vaccine, but we
It was
are
a year
watching
ago.
and taking this live shot.
Yeah, but that's an important part.
No.
Every living president should have a shot at the same time on that television set.
And when that clip ends, he grabbed her ass.
Oh gosh.
Sexist.
So it's just it is. And here's something else too that he claimed. He also said, "We're in our goal too. We didn't have the vaccine at all, but we're going to try and have 100 million vaccines in 100 days." Which, if you do the math, I think is if you do the 100 million vaccines. It's 1 million vaccines a day, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what Donald Trump did.
Oh, but he's taking credit.
When Biden got that shot, they were at the rate of 1 million vaccines a day. But Biden says we're going to do 100 million over 100 days.
Oh, that's fantastic.
What a shitty person.
Yeah, exactly. We'll set our goal at what you've already achieved. By the way, here's your argument. He didn't lie. Okay, fine. He didn't lie. He is so out of it that he doesn't remember getting a vaccine 2 months ago. That's your other argument. Which would you prefer?
Yeah.
He lied or he's out of his mind.
Or he can't remember.
How do you not remember getting a vaccine 2 months ago?
Pick.
Pick it. He's either crazy, he has dementia, or he is lying. And you know what? Listen, I'll be gracious here. I think it's a little of both.
Yeah. Column A,
And
column
let's
B.
not forget Joe Biden, who's said racist thing after. And here, let me be clear. I don't think Joe Biden is a racist.
No, not at all.
I do not think Joe Biden is a
just
racist.
dumb.
I think he's an idiot.
That's different. That is different.
It is different. He said, Barack Obama, he's the first clean, articulate black man. First off, he's not the first clean, articulate black man. There have been many, so that's factually inaccurate. Also, maybe he doesn't remember most black people.
What is that? Oh my God.
And he said, it's like you can't go into a 7-Eleven without a slight Indian accent, which, by the way, doesn't even make sense. If you're saying you have to have an Indian accent, you're just imitating the cashier and being racist.
That's rude.
He meant to say you can't go into a 7-Eleven without seeing someone with an Indian accent, which, by the way, you want to bring in with open borders and mass cheap labor. So he's made so many races. It's very, very hard to keep track. But he did another one at this town hall, which I thought was particularly, if I were black, and sometimes I pretend to be, would be particularly unnerving. He said this about the minorities.
The other portion is a lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in rural areas that are distant and or inner city districts, know how to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccination at the Walgreens.
Here's the thing. He was so busy fixating on the catchphrase. He's like, I'm going to say they don't know how to get online to get in line.
Yeah.
What are you going to say before that? Colored folks and browns? Let's maybe smooth over the setup. Said that minorities didn't know how to get on. Hey, hold on a second. We happen to have some minorities here in studio. Smooth Manny from Columbia. Can you, now, can you see just actually register for COVID vaccine online?
There we go.
Let's go.
You know what? Tokenawa, and you can do it as well at the same time.
Oh, I'm done.
You're done?
Nope.
Yep.
Found it?
Got it.
Wow.
Nice.
Well, there you go.
That just proves it. Disproves it completely.
He expects that
he's
none
drunk.
of you will be able to do it. And he's drunk.
Yeah.
That's a drunken
Look at
Asian
him.
who found it really quickly. That's the worst kind of minority to require fine motor skills.
That's going to get
Oh
clipped.
my gosh. You just said an entire group of people don't know how to get online.
Yeah.
That's basically
multiple entire group. Blacks and Latinos?
Exactly.
them
Like
together.
this is the one of many in a line of these kinds of things where they don't know how to get IDs either because it's racist to make somebody have an ID to vote because they can't figure it out, for the life of them. It's like, how can you possibly get away with saying things like this? If you want to say it's hard for low-income families to get online because they may not have a computer or internet access, fine, that's
one
different.
thing.
But
No,
don't
I
throw
disagree.
this in.
I disagree.
They don't understand how to
I don't even
get
think
in.
that's fine.
don't-
There are very, very few. There are very few poor people in the inner city.
I agree.
Who do not have a smartphone.
I know.
Who do not have any kind of a computer or who can't go to their public
But it's
library.
at least it's an argument you can try and make and not sound racist doing so, right?
right.
And so in him, he just is like,
Or-
well, this will sound racist, so let's go that way.
In Biden's case, that is an argument that he could try and make and try to sound racist doing so.
Oh.
He might be able
It's
to.
almost an
yeah.
attempt. He's like an Olympic shot put of racism. He's like, all right, use the wrong term, and blacks don't have internet. Gold.
Wasn't he also racial jungle? Like he didn't want his
Yeah.
kids
Didn't
to grow
want
up
his
in a
kids to grow up in a racial jungle.
Huh.
Listen, I don't think he's a racist. I think he's an old idiot.
Right.
And I think he's okay with stereotypes, which is kind of racist, but it doesn't mean that he hates black people.
Yeah, but put these words in the mouth of somebody else that the media hates on the right, and they're racist.
Can you imagine
and
if
they have
Rush
to be
Limbaugh said,
canceled.
listen, folks, black people don't know how to get online. They don't have the opportunity to use the internet because they listen, we can't expect them to be able to get online like white people. They're not the same as white people. We need to offer programs to federally subsidize the blacks and Latinos because they are fundamentally less capable of using the internet. There, I said it. That would be everywhere.
Oh, it would, absolutely. He'd be canceled off of everything.
But Mr. Bosley himself. Bosley's a hair plug.
No, I got it.
Let's get to the common sense gun reform.
Common sense.
Common sense gun reform. So this is after the 3-year anniversary of the Parkland shooting. We do have to get going soon, and we're going to have Dr. Choi, What's Up, Doc, where we're going to explain to you Asian rosacea. Guys, keep drinking. 3-year anniversary for Parkland. Biden called for Congress to enact common sense gun law. And keep in mind, before we move on with this, that this is the guy who thinks that blacks and brown people can't get online. And this is the guy who wants to take your guns away.
Guess what? not allowed to own anyway. I'm not taking that gun away at all.
Well, he just clarified it.
Wait. Take your AR-14s.
It's a new gun.
And let's keep moving. There's a lot of
Don't try me, pal.
Are you able to own machine guns? I said, are you able to own one? That's great. So AR-15s are legal. How is that a machine gun? No, it's not. Yeah, you need 100 rounds. You need 100 rounds.
In America, with handguns, there are what you call assault rifles.
I would love to see Joe Biden, former Vice President Joe Biden, do a change my mind.
Oh, man.
We need to ban.
Push-ups, so many words of the day.
guns. We need to ban machine guns. Like, well, okay, well, then I'm fine with my AR-15. Yeah, it's not a machine gun. Do you think you need 100 rounds? What? I think I left the iron on.
You want to do some push-ups? What are you doing right now? Fat?
Yeah. Let me go find a guy in a wheelchair so I can make fun of him, and a black guy so I can mock him with my Sprint service that he never knows how to use.
Here's some
You
boost.
ain't black.
An AR-14 is not a thing, and it's not a machine gun.
It's brand new.
He's an idiot. And this is the guy who wants to now control your firearm. So this is they're predicating it. And by the way, you can see the full bill. We did it last week, I believe. We did it in depth what the actual bill is. This is more about the crime wave because they're using this as the springboard for the bill.
Yeah.
It's not true. Okay, it's not true that there's an epidemic of gun violence. So let me go through this really quickly. He referenced this last year. There's been a rise in violent crime. Okay, this says, and in this season of so much loss, last year's historic increase in homicides across America, including the gun violence disproportionately devastating black and brown individuals in our cities, has added. Okay, that's absolutely true. Now, crime was consistently going down, particularly violent crime, under Donald Trump, and it was going down mostly under Obama, outside of the 2016 riots, the Black Lives Matter riots, without common sense gun laws. Okay, so crime was going down, and then all of a sudden, it spiked. Okay, it spiked. So, no change in the gun laws. What do you think actually led to an increase in national crime?
This is mostly a protest. It is not. It is not, generally speaking, unruly.
Okay, good then.
What's happening here?
That looks like it was done by a guy named Bubba in West Virginia with an AR.
But for the most part, they have been very, very peaceful.
There's a car on fire behind him.
Yes, but
So,
peaceful.
This is the one thing, too, that people don't understand. They say, well, actually, crime is going up because of COVID, and people aren't saying, no. Okay, there's some truth to that, but the truth is you're not having an epidemic of first-time homicide, right? People who are committing homicide. You're not having a first-time violent felons. You're not having an epidemic of first-time arsonists. What you are having is violent criminals, serial violent criminals who are acting in a way that is completely unfettered because of a decreased police presence and because they feel emboldened by this administration, including Kamala Harris, who said they won't let up, they shouldn't let up, they should continue. I think that broad needs to be impeached, and not in the way she thinks, a weird sex term. She needs to be impeached from office. Let me give you this really quickly. So police reform and specific laws that have been enacted, not to mention the rhetoric from the left, is what led to the increase in violent crime. After de Blasio, he cut $484 million from the NYPD budget. They had a 130% increase in shootings. Here's another policy that was really big. New York, they eliminated cash bail. So basically it becomes a revolving door of criminals. After they eliminated cash bail, 2 months after, in New York City, 482 people were released, and they committed 846 new crimes. Directly increased gun violence in New York City because cash bail, a lot of these people were gun criminals. Here's something that you have from the New York Post, a bastion of conservatism, to be sure. 3,793 people were arrested on gun charges last year from January 1st to November 40th. Only 450 remained in jail. Out of almost 4,000, 450 remained in jail. Everyone else was out. Of the released, 450, 247 were accused of a new crime within 60 days. Now, of those people, only 32 of those repeat offenders are in jail. People who committed violent crimes with firearms or knives or arsenry against their fellow citizen because racism.
What is it about Black Lives Matter that every time a peaceful protest breaks out with them, violent crime goes up?
They're criminals.
I mean, look at the spikes. We had it going down. BLM happens in 2016. Boom. Violent crime goes back up.
Right.
It starts going back down, and all of a sudden they need to peacefully protest and make sure they get their Nikes, and all of a sudden it goes back up again.
Yeah.
And I don't. The truth is, New York is because New York actually was single-handedly responsible for a huge decrease in crime under Clinton because of Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
It's there are a few big cities now. Really, you can name them on both hands that are responsible for the increased gun crime across the country. There is no increased crime in the suburbs. There's no increased crime in rural areas. It happens in liberally controlled, democratic strongholds like New York, where before this, they've had the strictest gun laws in the country. You can't conceal carry in New York without a sheriff signing off on it, and he really doesn't like you.
It's not going to happen.
And can you find
Haven't
a
seen
sheriff in New
billions?
York City?
I
It's
have
hard.
no idea.
They don't have sheriffs.
But here's another thing, by the way. This is something that you can track. We have a chart here of violent crime surges to the letter. It coincides with riots. 68, 92, 2016, 2020. Right, after the 2015 riots with Freddie Gray, Baltimore police, they became much less aggressive in policing. Field interviews where police were approaching a suspect, they dropped by 70%. And suspected narcotic offenses dropped 30% because everyone got clean. Freddie Gray inspired everyone to say, I gotta put down this crack pipe. And then Hunter was just, look at all the crack pipes.
Free crack, everybody. Yeah.
That's all for me.
Like when I used to go to weddings and I used to just take the appetizers when I had no money.
Everybody loves crab cakes.
Baltimore, by the way, they broke their homicide record with 343.
Oh, good for you, Baltimore.
Yeah.
So that's not a good thing.
So common sense gun laws, like New York, stripping citizens of their right to protect themselves. And then, and this is the thing, we don't want you protecting yourself. Call the cops. Well, there are no cops.
Yeah. You made sure of
You
that.
took away our guns, said call the cops. You took away our cops.
Just go out and fire that shotgun up in the air, and that'll scare them off.
Just a couple
and
blasts.
be illegal at the same time. So you basically in the police force, you just hit on this. It's not only did you tell every police officer out there that we're not going to give you enough money for the training that we think you need, so that you won't go to the gun first, which is what they've been saying for years. Like they need more training, so they won't do that. We're also now going to make police officers public enemy number one and on everybody's hit list.
Yeah.
It's shocking to me that you have to pay people to come be police officers.
Do you know why
now
you
a
have
little
people?
more.
Do you know why I have people in the black community right now who are who think cops are killers and that it's a no snitching culture? Because Democrats have told them that police officers are going out there and lynching black people. Do you know why you have vaccine hesitancy in the minority communities who you are so unbelievably out of touch with, Joe Biden? Because you, Kamala Harris, and Cuomo said you wouldn't use the vaccine if it was developed under Donald Trump. And now you go, why aren't they taking the vaccines? It must be racism. No, it's you and your soft expectations of people who make up your voting constituency and the fact that you're not really interested in helping them.
Watch Louder with Crowder live, Monday through Thursday, 10 a.m. Eastern.